Hello and good morning. So this is the video for lesson or part one, dealing with the terminal connections and using it to contact the terminal and for the terminal to respond to you. The initial video that I had for this lesson was not really good because I didn't have a microbit. Now I have a microbit, so I'm able to actually go through this lesson with you. So if you have any questions, or please feel free to put them in the private comment inside Google Classroom. I'm going to go through step by step what I expect for you to do. I'm going to go through this program. I'm going to type the program and work with you. So I'm going to go to the Green Acres page here. I'm going to scroll here for Python for Microbit. I'm going to go ahead and have this open because I know I'm going to need it very soon. Okay, so first of all, what is this lesson about? This lesson introduces some ways to communicate with your Microbit module through a computer. It's a lot like texting, but you'll be exchanging messages with your Microbit instead of another person. The app for this is called a terminal, and it's part of both the python.microbit.org online editor and Mu. We're not using Mu, we are just using the Python editor for Microbit, which is this right here. Before you start, please make sure you have your computer, which I'm assuming you already do since you're watching this video, the cord, and the microbit. You can go ahead and plug your microbit into the computer. You're really not going to be looking at your microbit too much, except to see if you have a line error. If you don't have a line error, your screen's going to pretty much stay blank because all the work we're doing will be in Python itself. Okay, and I'll kind of go into that in more of a second. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to write Python scripts that make your microbit receive, process, and respond to text and numeric values you type into a terminal app. Along the way, you'll build basic skills for tutorials on these subjects, a dictionary primer and radio basics. So this is just the very beginning, introducing you to the terminal. In the next lesson, you will start using the terminal to help you encrypt messages and decrypt messages. And then after that, you'll start using the terminal to send text messages back and forth between people. Okay, so meet the terminal. There are two ways to interact with the terminal. You can go through Repel or you can go through scripts. Every computer has a terminal. So a terminal is a combination of a keyboard and output device, such as a video display. So what you're watching me on right now is an output device by which data can be entered into or output from a computer or electronic communication system, according to Merriam-Webster. So you can bring up the Windows command prompt as a terminal and actually make your computer complete commands based off what you put into that terminal. What it's doing is it's taking the digital information. So digital information is something that you cannot understand, okay? Digital information is the Wi-Fi in the room. The digital information is the ones and zeros that make up this video. What computers and digital displays do is they take that digital information that you can't understand and turn it into analog information that you can understand. So if you can hear that, that sound is analog information. Okay, it's something that your body understands. It's something that your ears can understand, your eyes can understand, your nose, your mouth, all that your senses can be used. Now, the terminals built into python.microbit.org are also considered computer terminal emulator apps. It's not a real terminal per se, but it's kind of a simulator, even though they are communicating with the microbit controller. Hardware terminals are still in use today. For example, an ATM, which is an automated teller machine, is a terminal that's connected to a bank system. So you use a card that gives you access into the terminal, and then you type what you need, and the terminal takes what you've typed, that analog information that you type, turns it into digital information, confirms with the computer system, and then returns as an analog information to confirm or deny. At the ATM, users can access the bank account, interact with the bank to withdraw, deposit money, check account balances, etc. So in this activity, you'll put the microbit into repel mode and make it evaluate MicroPython statements that you type into the terminal plane. So we're going to get ready to repel. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to go ahead and connect, and we connect by clicking the connect button right there. I click my microbit, click connect. I'm now completely ready to go. Okay. So the terminal is right here where it says open serial. That is our terminal. Now, if I open this right now, you'll notice that there is nothing in here. Okay, that's because we really have a program sent to our microbit. Our microbit is just waiting for a command. Okay, so yep. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type print. There we go. I don't know why my keyboard is not working. Okay. You know, I just think it wants to be mean. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do it here. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to do print. Don't know why caps lock was on. And it wants us to do print. So when we want it to show up on the microbit, we want it to do display or display.show or scroll. When we want it to appear inside the terminal, we're going to use the words print. So I'm going to do print, open parentheses, quotation marks, hello, terminal. Okay, I'm going to flash that. Now my microbit is completely blank. That's because I said print. So if I want to see what I printed, I can open up my serial and boom, there it is right there. Hello terminal. And I can do it. Here we go. Print, open parentheses, quotation marks, hello terminal. Boom. Thinking. Apparently it wants to go to sleep. That's fine. Okay. So we can still go on from there. So I am going to scroll down. We got our results. We can also save values. So we have, if I wanted to, I don't know why my microbit wants to be tired today. Print pandas. Panda. See, there it is right there. Now, if I wanted to go back and edit this, I cannot edit this because it's already an entered command. Whatever I want to do, I can do print, open parentheses, quotation mark, and I can do boom, it's right there. Okay. I'm not talking about you, Lucas. I'm just talking about some random kid named Lucas. Now, I can't go back here and edit what I already done. However, if I push the up arrow on my key, it goes to that program. I push the up arrow again, it goes to the last program. And I can sweep through my programs and go through that by pressing the up and down keys. Okay. So this is kind of dealing with the terminal basics. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, go on to the next slide. And we are not completely limited to single lines. We can do a multi-line statement. So if I wanted to do a multi-line statement, I can do from, now I'm inside the terminal. I'm not where we normally see it, but from microbit import asterisk for in range, helps if I spell correctly, 1 comma space 6 colon. Now when I push the colon, oops, I messed up. You know what? I am going to do it where I said I was going to do it. Okay. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to say, okay, for in range, open parentheses, 1 comma 6 colon print quotation marks in equals quotation marks comma in close parentheses sleep 1000. If I flash that to my microbit, Open serial. Okay, I was able to count all the way up to 5. Let me see if it'll let me do it now. Okay. You know what? If you just want, okay, let me reset it. Let me see if it just wants to be tricky today. That's fine. We can go on. We can use multiple terms, scripts that print to the terminal. So here we're actually going back. It's kind of the same thing I've been doing. You can take it from the actual program. You can print it into the terminal in order to give you a result. The same thing that you're doing there, you can do right here. See, there's that in program in outside the terminal. When I press flash, nothing happens on my microbit because I've told it to print, so it's in the terminal counting for me. Okay. Moving on. We are going to do, there we go. We're now telling it from microbit import print hello terminal. So we're going to do this program right here. We already have the from microbit import. So we're going to do print, open parentheses, quotation marks, hello terminal, boom, value equals 10, print, open parentheses, quotation marks, value equals quotation marks, comma, value. Now remember, if I'm going too fast, you can pause the video and see if I have a line error. You can pause the video, catch up with me, and go from there. You don't have to keep watching the video and seeing. Now, if I open the serial, it says hello terminal, the value is 10. Okay, and I can do the same thing here. Value equal to 10. Oops, that's not a number. Value is equal to 10. I want you to print quotation marks, value equals quotation marks, comma, value, boom, and it says 10. Yeah, let me reset it so I can go up towards the top. Close, open. Okay. I can also do, I can change the value. I can change the value to whatever I want. Value equals 21. And then I want it to print value equals quotation marks, comma, value. And then boom, it's going to be whatever I change that value to. Okay. So if I do value equals 45, and I did that by pushing the up arrow, and then print value, I get 45. Okay. All of it is right there. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. So this is a blast off command. This is going to make our microbit do a blast off. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to delete everything underneath line 2. I'm going to start it off, and it's going to be print, open parentheses, quotation marks, hello terminal, value equals 5, while value is greater than or equal to 0. I want it to print value, value equals to quotation marks, comma, value, sleep for 1,000, and then make value equal to whatever the value was before minus 1, and then it's going to print blast off. Okay, so what I've told this program to do is say hello terminal, and then it's going to go 5, and it's going to sleep and then subtract by 1, 4, sleep for a second, 3, sleep for a second, 2, sleep for a second, 1, sleep for a second, 0, then blast off. Okay, so if I flash this to my microbit, I'm going to check my microbit for line errors. I did not have any, so let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, blast off. Yay. Okay. So here I can also do it. Here I can say value equal to 5. I'm going to delete all this right here just so I can show y'all something. Okay, so I can do it here. Value equal to 5, enter, and then I can do the same program here. While value is greater than or equal to 0. Notice how it indented me. Print, open quotation marks, quote, value equals boom, comma, value. So it's the exact same program, but I'm doing it in the terminal rather than outside of the terminal. Sleep 1000, value equal to value minus 1, and then print blast off. Okay, I got to press it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then boom. Just wants to be difficult. Okay, anywho, you can do it inside the terminal or you can do it outside of the terminal. I think it's because I'm doing it on my laptop. My laptop is slightly out of date. I know that's bad. I should have some really good laptop, but I don't. All right, so let's start getting into the beginning of our texting here. We'll get to more in texting. I believe for you will be Friday. So I have from Microbit, I want message equals input, quotation marks, enter some text, quotation marks, colon, quotation marks. Okay, so basically what it's going to do inside the terminal is it's going to ask you to enter a word. And then after you do that, it's going to print, quotation marks, message, and then whatever you put. Okay, so I'm going to flash that. I'm going to check my program. I did not get a line error, which is awesome. So it wants me to enter some text. Now notice how in my program I accidentally did the capital E, capital N. It kept it in there because that's what I told it to do. A lot of people say, well, my program's messing up. It's not your program that's messing up. It's whatever you put in there. So whatever I type, like hello world, it's going to say hello world. Okay. If I click the reset button, it's going to reset it. It's going to ask me to enter some more text. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck Norris? Okay, and there we go. It does it. It prints whatever I do. But when I want to reset it, I have to click right here to reset. It does a soft reboot of the microbit and allows me to enter some text and some more. Or I can close out the serial, open the serial again. Every time I click reset, it opens that up. Okay. So that is, but that you can only do it one time. So now we want to be able to do for it to ask us questions and then be able to respond to that questions and make it look like it's recognizing what the answer was for that message. So we're going to go back to our program here. I'm going to highlight everything up to right there. And I'm going to say, what is your name? Okay. quotation marks, comma, or in parentheses. And then I want it to print, quotation marks, cool. Your name is, comma, quotation. Now, I'm not putting in what my name is. I'm going to allow whatever the program entered to be what the name is. Okay? So, I'm going to flash this. I'm going to check for errors. Did not have any errors. Okay? Open serial. Cool. It's asking me for my name. My name is Mr. Gallant. Cool. Your name is Mr. Gallant. Now, all this stuff right here is just the program information about the microbit. If I go here to close serial and I hit here and I do sleep 5,000, that means it's going to wait 5 seconds before all that program information actually pops up. Flash it. Open serial. So now I can do, what is your name? Mr. Gallant. And it says, cool, your name is Mr. Gallant. It's going to wait 5 seconds. And then after 5 seconds, it's going to pop up that information right there. Okay. That's just the software information. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have it respond to multiple questions. Okay. So we're going to have it ask for your name, ask for your favorite color, and report back what your name and your favorite color is. Okay. So it's actually simple program. I'm going to close the serial. And I'm going to go right here under line 4. And I'm going to do color equals input. Open parentheses, quotation marks. What is your favorite color? Quotation marks, close parentheses. And then print, cool, your name is, message. And then after that, I'm going to put comma, and your favorite color is, space, quotation marks, comma, color. Okay, and then sleep 5,000, so it still waits. I'm going to click flash. I'm going to check my microbit to see if there's a line error. There is not. I'm going to open up my serial. It's asking me my first question. What is your name? King Arthur. I can't spell today. What is your favorite color? Red. Cool, your name is King Arthur and your favorite color is why red? Okay. Every now and then you're going to get a little bit of an issue. Notice how it says, what is your name twice? I can close the serial. I can try again. Lucas Hardwick, what is your favorite color? Boom. So there we didn't have an issue that time. So sometimes your computer will act up, but a majority of the time, if you're getting a line error, it's not the computer giving you the line error. Okay. Now, so next. Now, what I want you to do, what you're supposed to turn in for me, yes, okay, what you're supposed to turn in for me is you have to, in your programming right here, you have to write 3 questions, okay? It cannot be what is your name. It cannot be what is your favorite color. I've already done those. You've already done those with me. I want it to ask me, or I want it to ask 3 different questions. 3 different questions, very similar to this program. Okay. So, and then you're going to open up the serial. You're going to answer your 3 questions. So, if this was my program, I could say, okay, city equals input, open parentheses, quotations marks. What city were you born in? Quant. Go, comma, quotation marks, and you were born in quotation marks, close parentheses, okay? So now it should ask me 3 questions. Open serial. What is your name? My name is Mr. Gallant. What is your favorite color? Red. What city were you born in? Bossier City. And now it responds. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put comma city. Now let's flash that. Open serial. What is your name? Mr. Gallant. What is your favorite color? Red. What city were you born in? Bossier City. So boom, cool. Your name is Mr. Gallant. Your favorite color is red, and you were born in Bossier City. So it asked me 3 questions. I responded to the 3 questions, and then it gave me a sentence with all 3 answers. This is what I expect to see when you turn into Google Classroom. This is the first screenshot that you need to take. We're about to do the second screenshot in just a minute, but I need to see this screenshot with your 3 questions, your 3 answers, and the sentence that contains it all, and that will be your grade, your first half of your grade for this. So please make sure you do that. Okay, so that's what I asked you to do. Input a value. So we have another question, and it's kind of leading up to the second part that you're required to do. So I'm going to kind of delete all this. I'm going to start over, and I'm going to say, okay, text equals input, open parentheses, quotation marks, enter a value, space, quotation marks, boom, okay? Value is going to equal whatever integer in the form of a text did you enter, okay? So it's going to, you're going to enter a number, and it's going to save that number as an integer in the form of text. Then I want it to print equals integer, I'm sorry, open parentheses, quotation marks, value equals, quotation marks, comma, whatever the value is, okay? So I'm going to flash that. I'm going to check my microbit to see if I have a line error. I do not have a line error. Open serial, enter a value. I'm going to put in 45. I'm going to type there, 45, boom. I'm going to put that sleep, 5,000, slash, enter a value, 45. Now, why is it doing that? That's part of programming, is seeing what happens. Just does not want to print that. print, yes. Oh, that's why I put an equal sign there for some reason. Why did I do that, Lindsay James? Sometimes you just do crazy things. Okay, check here. We're good. Open serial. There we go. 45. Boom, your value equals 45. Okay, so again, I made a mistake with the program. That's why the program wasn't working well. So it's not the computer that was messing up. It was the actual program that I wrote, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to enter a second count. So we did a blast off program earlier. We're going to do that again. But now what we're going to do is we're going to choose a number, and then our microbit is going to count down from that number, okay? So I'm going to delete all this. I'm going to say, okay, text is equal to whatever your input, or I want you to input the value to this answer. Enter seconds to count down. And then I want it to take that value and convert it into an integer. And then I want it to take a message and say input. And so this is going to, what message? Enter message after countdown. So what message do I want it to say after the countdown's over? And then while value is greater than or equal to 0, print value, print value, sleep 1 second, value is equal to value minus 1, print message. Okay, so it's going to ask me for a number. I'm going to put in a number for it to count down for. It's going to save that number. Then it's going to ask me for a message. What message do I want it to say after it's over? Then it's going to start counting down from the number that I entered, printing that number as it does it, and then waiting a second between each number. And then finally, it's going to print whatever message I told it to print. So I'm going to flash it. I'm going to check my Microbit for a line error. I do not have one. Open serial. Boom. It's asking me enter seconds to count down. I'm going to say 12. Enter message after countdown. I'm just going to say blast off here. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Okay, you can see it right there. I can close serial, open serial again. I can do it again. Enter seconds to count down. I'm going to say 7. Enter message record. Sorry. Okay. Enter 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Soren in trouble. Okay. So now our Microbit can recognize when we do values. Okay. So I can enter a value and my Microbit can recognize that value. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to turn our Python now into a calculator. Okay. So I'm going to highlight all of this. I'm going to do a while true loop. That way it doesn't just let me enter one message. It allows me to always enter math problems over and over again. Text is equal to input, open parentheses, quotation marks, enter first integer. So integer means number, quotation marks. It's going to take the number you entered it, turn it into an integer, and it's going to save that integer as A. Okay. Then I'm going to say op, which is going to stand for operation, input, enter operation, plus, minus, multiplication, division. Okay. Text, so equals input, enter second integer, B. Then it's going to take what you just put in there, change it into an integer, and save it as the letter B. And now we need to say we've had it to where we enter the first number, the operation, the second number, but we haven't told it how to do math yet. So if the operation is absolutely equal to addition, colon, C is equal to A plus B. Okay? Else if the operation is absolutely equal to subtraction, C is equal to A minus B. Else if the operation is absolutely equal to multiplication, and the multiplication symbol is an asterisk. It's located above the 8. Then C is equal to A times B, else if the operation is absolutely equal to, quotation marks, division, C is equal to A divided by B. Okay? Then I want it to print A operation B equals comma C, print, oops, that's what happens when I can't see it, print okay. So again, if I'm going too fast, pause the video, do what you need to do. I am no line errors. Now let's go see if we have a program. Enter your first integer for A. So I'm going to say, okay, 7. Oops, I got to type there. 7. Enter. What operation? Multiplication. Second integer, 8. Enter. A times B equals 616. Okay, so, well, that ain't right. 7 times 8. 56. Okay. Yeah. I think our computer is just as tired as we are. Mm-hmm. And it look, because we did it in a while true loop, it's going to ask it for me again. I can do 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 equals 11. Okay, close serial, open serial again. I'm going to say 3 divided by 6, 0.5. Okay, so I've basically made my own little calculator here. So this is the second screenshot that I expect you to turn in. Is not the program itself here. I know what the program's supposed to look like. I want to see what you have entered here. Okay. So see, I tried to enter a J. It doesn't recognize J as an integer, so it sent me back an error. 5 minus 8, negative 3. Okay, so I know the 8 didn't pop up for some reason, but it did the math. This is what I expect to see. This little screenshot right here of your program. It doesn't have to be those numbers. It can be whatever numbers you want, but this is the second screenshot that I expect to see within your Google Classroom, okay? And last but not least, we have a reputation number. I'm not going to worry about that. This video is long enough as it is. So you have 2 things you have to turn in to me. Thing number 1 is your 3 questions and 3 answers where you're able to input the questions and the answers. And the second thing is this calculator right here. Once you've done those 2 things, you can submit it and turn it in, and I will give you a grade for it. Then you can move on to part 2, which is encryption. Okay, so good job. Please let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to seeing your stuff.